Hi everyone, it's Kay from the Paper Shed. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm back with another part 4 of the beginners series, or the beginner friendly series, I should say. And we're going to be doing pockets and ephemera. Now, I created this one, which is a beautiful blues, from the March event running over at Jug Journal Fix with Sunflower and Doors and Terry from Sweet Pea Papers. So I did my first week and I've done my second week, which is altered index cards, which was these. So I've actually got a really big collection now from the bingo event and from this March event. I am going to be doing, I do apologise for my voice. My throat is killing. I've had this cough and I just can't shift it at all. It's right in my voice box. So I'm having to suck sweets. So if you can hear me clapping my mouth, I do apologise. Anyway, this was the journal cover, and I am going to turn this into a journal. And because we had so much trouble with sewing in the signatures for this one because of all the lace, and I am going to fill this one up with the beautiful blues or the other blue kit that I've got going on, which I think were from Tracy Fox, Lazy Afternoon. It's such a beautiful kit. I bought all the colours in it, and the blue is just beautiful. But for these two, I'm going to be using a mixture of both in this one and a beautiful blues only in this one. And then with this one, I'm probably going to use Tracy's kit a little bit in this, maybe with some beautiful blues. But I'm probably going to keep this one for myself, and I prefer to use it as a writing journal. So I probably won't be filling this up as much as the others, but I do want to get rid of all of this ephemera that we've created. So I do want to show you how to do this so that you can see it. And I think with it being black, you will be able to see this one, and then we can cover that spine up. So just to go over the stitching, a lot of people have messaged asking me about this cover, and I'm sure I did one. I thought I'd done one, and maybe I haven't. If they are there, they'll be under journal covers in my playlist. But if it's not there, I'll probably do. The trouble with a soft cover is I find that you really do have to sew just to make it better, I find. And I can't do that on camera. So I'd have to keep going away, doing the stitching, coming back. But I could do that. And I think what we'll do is I'll do a spring soft cover journal, and we'll do a series on a spring theme type one, maybe. We'll see anyway. So so I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for coming back and joining me. We'll get on. I'm going to probably do this as a sewn in first, just so that it covers this one and you can see exactly what I'm doing with it because of it being black. And then that'll get the signatures in that ready. What I want to do today really is cover the pockets and stuff and pages and whatnot in this. So I want to, because I've got the plain front covers of my signatures, we want to do something on there. And I want to sort of incorporate some pockets and things and get this ephemera into, or at least started. So that's what I'm planning to do today. So I'll get everything ready for this one. I'll move all the junk off my desk and we'll get started. Okay, so I've come back. I'm going to do this first so that we can get that situation out of the way. Yeah, I'm going to put 3 signatures in. So my pages are all prepped because I tend to do these on the fly anyway. So rather than store the pages, I make the pages up. I don't know how many's in these. I think it's about 10 in each one. So that's what I've got ready to go in here. So I know that I want to put 3 signatures in. Now, lots of people use templates. I'm actually going to be covering this spine, so I can write on this spine to do mine. If you're not writing on the spine, you can make a template, or you can just give it, do a fly. Do it on the fly. It always works out better when you do that, in my opinion. Anyway, I've got my thread. We normally have, I've threaded my needle just so I don't lose it. 1, 2, 2.5 is normally all you need. So I'm going to cut that off. Then what we're going to do is, I only want to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And what I want to do first is, if I can find my little ruler, I've got a 1.5-inch spine. Okay, so the middle of that is 1 3/4, and I've already made a hole because I wanted to make sure something worked. So that's not my hole for my pamphlet stitch though. That's a hole for a thing that I'm going to put in. I'm going to have a ring on this with a what do you call it? With a dangle, something pretty on the outside, that sort of thing. So I've marked it at 3 1/4 at the top, at 3 1/4, 3/4 of an inch at the top, and I've marked it at 3 1/4 at the bottom. Okay, so you're going to put 3 in, so we know that the first one's going to be in the middle. So what we're going to do with a ruler, and I'll use this one just because it's the right size, I'm just going to make a mark from the top to the bottom. Now this is on the inside. I can rub it out, don't worry. So that's my middle. Okay, so I've now got, this ruler's better, I've now got 3 1/4 this way and 3 1/4 this way. What I want to do is leave the biggest space in the middle, not on the outside. I prefer to leave it in the middle. You can leave it on the outside. I'm not sure if it makes much difference, to be honest, to, the journals with gaiter mouth and that sort of thing. I don't know if you can eliminate that by your spacing. So it's just trial and error at this point. So I think I want to do, I want to leave a 1/4 inch this way from the edge of this front spine, and I want to leave a 1/4 inch this way from that spine. So I'm going to mark that one there and there, okay? And then I'm going to do the same at the bottom. So I want a 1/4 inch on this side and a 1/4 inch on this side. Why is it I can't see? There's the half, there's the 1/4 there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw those lines in as well. So you just do the same with the template. I'm just using my spine because it just makes it easier for you to see, and I haven't got pieces of paper flying everywhere. And I can rub that out in a little while. So there's my 3 lines. So what we need to do now is we need to decide where we want our pamphlets to go, our signatures, I should say. So they fit in there like that, and that's where that line would be. So what I want to do is I just want to make a mark. I want to come down about 1 inch, and that will be my first one. And I'm going to mark that as well. Then I'm going to come up from the bottom about 1 inch. I'm only guesstimating that as well. If you want to be precise, just measure it. And then I sort of want to just gauge it in the middle. And as I'm covering my spine, it doesn't matter. If you want to make sure that you've got it in the middle, find out how long mine's 8 1/4. So it needs to be 4 2/8. So 4 2/8, if I put that on there, that would be the middle of my spine here. Okay, so that's where you want your third one. So then what you're going to do is you're just going to go across as straight as possible and just mark those on here. Okay, straight as possible. But it's not straight, but never mind. Is that my middle? That's my middle. So it's about there and about there. And then on the bottom, straight again, as best you can. And do another dot and another dot. Now, you could draw across it, but unless you know it's absolutely straight, you're not going to know. But because we're using a specific tool today, I'm going to do that anyway. I'm just going to draw my lines just right across the middle of those holes or dots. We haven't created the holes yet. Okay, so that's about where we need our holes. All right. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to get all my books together, and then I'm going to mark where those are on here. Sorry, you can't actually see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to mark. I'm going to get them all straight as possible, and then I'm just going to mark the edges like so. All right. Because that's where you're going to put your holes in your signatures. Now, to do the holes in this one, I'm going to use a specific tool today. I had this off Temu. I've seen a few crafters use them, and they are excellent for certain jobs, this being one of them. Now, it comes with a set of tools. Now, I initially bought this one first from Temu, and it comes with a selection of sized holes, okay? And I've broke my nail again. I'm never going to get these grown back, am I? Anyway, it comes with a selection of different size holes. I think there's 4. And this being the smallest, I can't find. I've put them all in a little tiny pot and I can't find them. So I broke this one the very first time I used it by trying to stick my Pokey tool in to get the paper out. And I broke a piece off the edge of here. So just be warned, if you do have one, that isn't the way to clean your hole out. So I wrote back, I messaged Temu and they said, just order another one, blah, 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 blah. And I got to keep this one too. So I got 2 sets of these as well. But obviously I've only got one of these. So I keep this black one as my tiny hole. I keep this one as my biggest one because that is the one for my eyelets. And then the others I put in a tiny pot. And can I find it? Of course I can't. So I can't show you the other size bits, but they range. This is the biggest one, this is the smallest one, and the other 2 are in the middle. I think there's 4. So we're going to use the tiniest setting because we only want it to feed some thread. And I'm only using this because I'm covering my spine. If you want, it's neater, but if you just want to make holes, then just go ahead and make holes with your Pokey tool. Perfectly fine to do that. I just find it easier with this because I can see, especially on the black, where I'm actually going to go. So what I want to do is I want to put this over the middle of my line. So it's right in the middle of the line running down and the line going across. So I want to put that in the crosshairs. And it's quite hard to do or see. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to push down a few times and it's gone through. Let me just show you. Will it focus? It might not focus. Please focus. There you go. So you can see a tiny, tiny hole. That's going to be where I put my thread. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go across and do exactly the same on the others. Put it in the crosshairs, push down a few times. And if you have problems with your hands, and that's why you can't see because it hasn't gone all the way through. Never mind. Let me just make sure that that's gone all the way through. That's better. Just need to press a little bit harder. If you have problems with your hands with the crocodiles or the eyelet setters, I've seen a lot of people talking about the It's the setter thing. I do have one, but it's in the UK. Because after I bought the crocodile, I found I never really used it because of the uh, pressure that you have to push on the thing. And I found that harder than doing the crocodile. But this is absolutely brilliant because there's no real pressure needed to create your holes. All the pressure is um, in the mechanism of it going down. That's gone through in the crosshairs. That's gone through in the crosshairs again. That's gone through. Now my bits do come out of here. Is something else that I've found. As you can see, all of my bits coming out. But that's fine. That's how you want it to work. So they're very cheap as well. They're about £5. So, I mean, you're not really losing anything if you order one and you find it not useful. I mean, I find it really useful. But I only really use it when I'm doing thicker stuff. That one's gone through as well. And then in the crosshairs again to do your third set. And that one's gone through. So now, if you look on the back, you have a set. Let me open it up so that you can see the holes. A set of holes, all nice and neat, all straight and perfect. Okay? And then if you just want to empty the thing, just bang that on the top there and it falls out of this hole here. So you don't need to poke this. See, the hole's empty now because I've banged it out. So it's so easy to use, and I don't use it every day. I don't use it all of the time, but I do use it, and it's a handy tool to have. I don't know if I can bang this one out. See, I don't want to do this, but this is the wrong way to do it. I just want to get that out because it's a piece of metal. Not metal, it's acetate. And I think it's stopping it from going through. There you go. Perfect. Both empty, both clean and tidy, and all done and dusted. Love that tool. Okay, so now we're ready to do our holes in here. Now you could use the same method and use the holes to put your holes in. I'm not going to, because I'm not. And I'm going to do it from this way, purely because I want the holes. I just want to move that out of the way so I'm not making more holes in that. Purely because I want the holes to be in the same place. So I just want to mark it. I'm just going to pull those through. And I'm not going to catch that envelope, I don't think, or only just. Okay, then I'm going to bend it back into place. And I'm going to make sure that I've got them in the right place. Make the hole a little bit bigger. This one is there. Make that hole a bit bigger, and then this one is there. So that's that one done. Okay, that one's ready. Same with this one. I've got envelopes in the middle of these, but I don't mind that. And I'm just going to do the same with this. So I'm just going to pull that up, pull that up, and pull that up. Turn it over. Make sure they're on my crease. And make those inside holes a bit bigger. There we go. That's 3 done. 2 done, sorry. Last one. And we're just going to do the same thing there. So turn it over. Mark your hole. Okay. Pull that in place and turn it over. See, I've only just caught that on that bit. I haven't even caught it at all. place. Just bear with. It's right there, look. So just make that hole a bit bigger. It hasn't caught the top of that one. And because I've moved that envelope, you can secure them in, by the way, with a clip, but we'll do that when we come to sew them in. Decide which ones you want on the front or the back. I'm going to put the plain one in the middle, so I'm going to have these ones on the front. Doesn't matter whether it goes that way or that way. Oh, I'll put that one on the front because it's got blue on it, like that. Okay, so we're ready. So I'm going to bring my cover back. I've got my needle and my thread. 2.5, 3 if you're not sure. Your thread, 1, 2, 3. I've got way more than I need. And I want to do the back one first, okay? And I'm going to go in the middle. So my knots are going to be in the middle. If you want them on the outside of your journal, go in from the outside. Okay, there's a tip. So I'm going to pop that in there. I'm going to pop that in there. And I'm going to pull that through. If it helps you, get a clip and clip your pages together along with your thread. If it helps you, then do that, okay? Keep your book loose. Go in either the top or the bottom. It doesn't matter which way. I've got the top. That's fine. Open those up because I did capture that one, and then thread it through there. Okay. Pull that through. Go down the last one and through there. Okay, pull it nice and tight. And then on this one, when you've got the holes this size, you can see that you're not going to go through your thread. If you pull it tight enough, there is way more space to go through this hole without touching your other thread, because it's important that you don't do that, because then you can't tighten it properly, especially with wax thread. If you're using embroidery thread, it is a little easier if you do go through your thread, because the threads are loose with embroidery, whereas with this one they're waxed together, so it's harder. Okay, so we're going to loose that. I'm now going to just tighten this and tighten this. You want one end this side of this string, and you want the other side this side of this string. Okay, we're going to pull it tight as you can without it being overly tight, and then we're just going to thread. I'm probably going to be able to pull a bit more of that through. I'm just being tight with my string. Okay, I didn't need it to be overly. Okay, do your first knot, then do your second knot. Okay, and that is secure. And there you have your first string, nice and neatly on your spine. Beautiful. Okay, then we can cut this one off, and we can cut that one off. You don't need them long, really. I used to glue mine, but it isn't necessary. I don't know if I'll have enough to do that again. 1, 2, I probably haven't got enough to do that again. So we'll need to just bone fold that in nice and flat. Just helps with your pages. You can go through. I used to do this quite a lot and do all the pages. It does help with your signatures. So now I'm going to put the middle one in. Okay. middle one in, all nicely lined up with my holes. I need some more thread. Now, if you're tight like me, you don't need to take this thread. You don't need to cut it. You can actually work with your needle and your thread on your roll. And I'll show you how to do that. Just stick your thread out of the way. You've got your holes already in your book. You go into the middle and down. And I'm going to do the first one before I pin it together, only because I want the thread to come through. Okay, now I'm just, because I've got that in the middle now, I'll just stick this back on just to hold it all into place. And then we're going to go down the other one. Open that back up. And we're going to go through this hole, she says. There we go. Until you can pull your thread through the top and through your middle hole. And then we're going to go up through the middle again and in through the same middle hole. I think I've just caught that thread, so I'll just take it out and do it again. If you do, just keep it loose. I find that that's a lot easier. Just make sure I haven't got that. That's it. So just keep this loose so that you can see where you're going. And it just does actually make it a lot easier. There we go. But I've gone through the thread on this side. So just pull it out. Pull your thread out of the way. There we go. And then tighten it when you know that you've got it in the right place. Take your thing off, your needle off, and then pull this one to make your little tail, and then pull that back through until it's tight. Put your short thread back through so you've got one either side. Make sure that you've got, because I have done that, make sure that you've got none of this cord over tangled with anything that you've got added to your signature. And then we're just going to tie those in a knot there. Secure that nice and tight. When you're using wax thread, nothing undoes it. It's really good. If you're using any other thread, loose threads like what's the thread? So that's all the waste you get on it when you use a roll. And that's just because you need some to make your things. When you use the cotton threads, embroidery threads, because they're loosely twined together, it is always best to glue these bits down. You don't need to do it with a wax thread, but with anything else, I would suggest that you do. So you've got a nice guideline there. So that's nice and straight. This is nice and straight. If you close your book, you've got your two lines there, nice and perfect, okay? So now you want to do the same again. Thread your needle, get your last signature. So do exactly the same with your last signature and we're away. So I'm going to go through the middle of your book. Open your cover, pull it through there, open your signature. Now this is tight because it's that envelope only just sits in there, but I can deal with that when we come to do the embellishing. I can just hide it, go up through the middle, avoiding the thread. Take your needle out. I'm just going to put my needle away. Pull that through so that that's a shorter lead bit. And then pull that down. Get that as tight as you can. I've gone through it there, so I'm just going to pull that through. So if you do accidentally go through your thread like I've done, you can actually pull it out once you've released it. So put your other one there. Pull that tight, make sure that that's in place where you want it to be. Make sure there's no catches on that side, and then tie it off. And I'm hoping that that's helped anyone that couldn't see the lace one that I did. I hope that's explained it a little bit better, because it was a bit annoying not being able to see. So that is it for your signatures. Just going to pop that away. So as you can see, when the book's done, you've got your 3 steps nicely there. If you close your book, you've got your 3 nice set of things there, which is pretty cool. Now I made a hole at the top of mine because I want to put something in there, and that something is one of these. I'm hoping that I don't have to make it any bigger, the hole. So I'm just going to close that. It's only a brad with a ring on. You can get the tiny ones, which are Tim Holtz ones. I have got some somewhere, but this big one might be okay. Although I think it might be too on the top. So I might have to put another, yeah, I think I will. I'm going to have to put it further down in here somehow. And then I'm going to have to do the things. So if I open that up in the middle, I'm just going to see where that ring comes. I want it as high up as possible. So I just want to mark the middle. In fact, I can take that out and I can mark the middle where I want it to go. Right there. So what I'm going to do is I need the hole to be bigger. So I'm going to use my bigger hole to do it with. And what I've got to do, because my signature is in the way, I need to put something under there so that I don't go right the way through. I'm just going to use, just pull that out of the way. I'm just going to use the end of my book here so that I don't go through my signature when I make the hole. I'm just going to line it up in the middle with my string, and I'm just going to has that done it? I think it has. Okay, see how big the hole is? That is big enough for your larger size eyelets. But we're going to pop that in. But before I do that, I need to put in a spine piece. And I've made this one, which is about right, I would say. I wish I'd have had some more of this card, but I haven't. I've used it. So I'm going to glue that on just to make this binding. And then I must remember to redo my glues tonight for tomorrow. So I just want to put that there in line with that. Okay. I'm just going to press that down as best I can. And I just use my bone folder just so that I make sure that it's all glued over my... Could have used some lace actually. Would have actually been nice. And I am going to cover and put a piece on here but I might put it on I might put a whole piece on and then put a pocket on, I don't know. I thought I'd kept some of this card because I only had about 4 pieces left, but I think I've used it when I've been doing the ephemera, and I didn't save a piece, so I haven't got any left. And then all I'm going to do is where that hole was, which I can feel with my fingers, it's on this side. I'm literally just going to poke my brad through there, like so. I want that way, and then I'm just going to pull that one up and push that one down. And that shouldn't interfere with your signature at all. I just need to trim that off with some pliers, but I'll do that in a bit. And there we have it. So there's your spine piece, and all your signatures are in. Love it. So I hope that was a bit more or a better way to show you than doing it with the soft cover with the lace on. That will have given you a much better guideline. And then all I need to do is just rub these lines out that I can see. You can only see the ones that cross, but I can. I might put some washi tape on there, down here and in the middle, just to cover this piece and that piece there, because that needs cutting down for one, and I don't want that to catch on my signature. But that's what it looks like. I hope that you thought that was worth the while. I know it's taken half an hour or so. So, yeah. So that's pretty good. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to swap over to the actual one from the series, which has only got 2 in, which is this one that we sewed, topper and the thing. We've got 2 signatures in this one with covers that are plain. So we're going to need to do something with those. So I think I'll go through my ephemera and I'll have a look at what we've got and see what we can fit in, and then I'll carry on. Okay, so I've sorted through all of my ephemera. These pieces that we made with the bingo are like full page inserts. So there's a few of those. I've got all of my sort of elements that go onto pages here with some clusters. I've got all of this here, which is just insert material. And I've got all of my pockets and other bits of ephemera that I've cut from the kit over there. So we're going to get started. I want to put these in first, purely because I think I am going to put that onto there, but I don't just want to slap it on. I want to perhaps do something with the background because of it being plain. So I don't know whether to cover it or to, should I stencil it, I wonder. I wonder if I should stencil just to give it a bit of, yeah, this one, unfortunately, I think is going to be too big. So I've made the envelope a little too big in my ephemera making. So I'm not going to be able to use that in this project, but it is from a different kit, this one. It was from my other blue kit. So I will try and alter it somehow and work on that. So we'll put that out of the way. The rest will fit on a page. So these will fit as full pages. So I think we'll do that. I think we'll start with this because I really want it because of the way that I had to do this, because of the paper. I've got a crease down the middle, so I don't really want to make it into a pocket or anything. I just want it as a focal point. And it's beautiful enough to do that with. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to blend and do a bit of inking around this first. Just to sort of darken those edges up a little on that front cover. Yeah. What do I need now? I think I do need something on the back of there, actually. I wonder if I've got a nice page. Sorry for reaching over. The thing is, I don't really want an image. Yeah. I don't want to ruin that image, and it's not big enough if I use it like that. So I'll have to have another look at my other bits. Just wanted to move that out of the way. See, that'll make a nice backing paper. Keep that handy. And then I've got this plain piece here, which is quite nice. That might fit if I put it on. I've got to put it on that way. If I give it a fair enough border around. Yes, I just need to cut that off at the line, and I think I'll just pop that onto there. Yeah, that brings it in, doesn't it? So I'll just cut that line off there. And then what I was going to do, I think, just because we've had to do that extra sewn in signature, I think what we'll do is I will just put pockets and stuff in. So I won't really be doing much decorating, and then I'll come back in the week and do a finishing touches by adding things into pockets and whatnot. And hopefully you'll get the gist of how it all comes together. I keep using that, and it's the blue one. But it doesn't matter. Get my colour. I still didn't fill my pots up. But I think we've got enough just to do what we're doing today. So there'll probably be one more episode in this series before we completely finish. And you'll have a finished result. There we go. And then we'll just do the same with this. I'll just pop that on. I had to join two pieces together because I couldn't find my watercolour paper. So I've noticed when I've been doing some editing that I'm off screen quite a lot. If that's putting people off, please do let me know, because it is quite difficult. I am I do work towards me quite a lot, and I am aware of it. I do try, but it does sometimes prove difficult. I want to just flatten that down, just so that you can't see that crease. This is where you need something heavy on the top of your work, just to get that flattened in. It doesn't actually look level. Yeah. The flatter that is, you see, the less you'll notice it. But I don't want to not use it. It's such a beautiful piece, and I so enjoyed doing this one. I'm just going to flatten it on this side and rub it down. Yeah. I noticed it's warped a little bit. That is lovely, actually. I love it. I did so enjoy doing this bingo series. This one isn't actually from this kit either, and neither is that one. I don't suppose it matters, really. I just wanted to get these ones in so that Yeah, I think I'm going to put that in. I'm still going to use that as a flip. Yeah, I'm still going to use that as a flip. I think I'll just ink this one. I'm using the wrong dauber. Where is my dauber? Here it is. I do hate working in a mess. Okay, that'll be enough. I think I'm going to put it on as an extra pocket so that we've got a big pocket here. We can then make a card to go in there. And then that could be a flip out for the writing space. That might be a better idea. So that's what I'll do. It's already inked. So I'll just do my 3 sides. Like so. Get it as level as possible on the page. Yes, I like that. And then we've just got this one to pop in somewhere, which I think I'll pop in on a decorative page there. And I think because of I'm just going to stick this one down all together. I'm sorry for sniffing. I did do it in the last video quite a bit. I have come down with a chesty sort of cold, and it was impossible to edit all the sniffs out because I was talking while I was doing it. There's no real rhyme or reason, right or wrong way to pop your ephemera into here. I am going to swap these out though, because they're from a different kit, and I'm going to pop in some of my own bits, my own little journaling cards, I think, with the beautiful blues, which I think would be better. I've got a bingo one here actually that will go in. Oh, will it fit? Oh no. Shall I just chop that side off? I think I'll chop the side off. See if it'll go in if I go right to that black edge there. Will I ever need inking again? And see if that fits in now. Come on. It doesn't want to go in. Doesn't want to go in. There we go. And then she can be popping out over there. And then we need something bigger to go in the top. Don't we? Oh, what about that one? Keep moving forward, like it. Okay, so that's those. So if we just go across now and work through your book, I'll probably want to put something on there. And then for your normal pages, I like to keep quite a few pages for writing. So where's my pockets and things gone? Okay, so we've got quite a few pockets and things that we could put in here. And I like the idea of this. I don't know how that looks. It's odd looking though, isn't it? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe then we'll do a crossover triangle pocket, and then we can find something to go in there. Let's just see what we have. This is the trouble when you're doing ephemera or filling up the ephemera. Realistically, you see, I needed to back some of these tags because I did them on normal paper. I'm just testing something out. They would fit nicely in there, but I do need to back them. Yeah, and with a couple of eyelets in and some ribbon, that would look okay. So what I'll do is I'll go off camera and I'll back my tags over the weekend so that I can fill those in. So if we just concentrate really on just getting the pockets in and doing that sort of thing. I don't know why these are off. So yeah. Put that one in and that one in. There and there. Do the same with this side. So realistically, it's just a case of, you know, working through your book, your journal, and just popping your ephemera pieces in where you think you might want them. Create pockets, create, interactive elements, anything that you've previously made. So that'll be okay for a tag. And then on the other side, we could put this beautiful belly band. I do love that. I think it's wonderful. I didn't create a lip to go over the page like I normally do because I was working with some scraps. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a thin piece along there and a thin piece along there and get that glued in. I want to stick it around about the middle, on the top and on the bottom. It's just a tad too long. Let me hold that in place with a thing just while it dries, and then I can cut this end off once it's dry. There we go. It's lovely, that. I love it. So you can put tags behind it. You can make something if you want to, a specific journal card to fit. That's fine to do that. These are more or less writing pages, but you can pop some bits on like this. Let's do that. Just to decorate your pages a little. But they are all sort of writing pages. I do an awful lot of writing in my journals, so I quite like this. Could do with something a bit different. Let's have a look what we have. Don't think the ones in there. What does that? They belong to the folio. I mean, with these bits as well, I can't do it on that side, but you can do it on this side. You can use that as a flap. So you can cut these off here, use it as a flap, as a writing space, or pop it on as a pocket like it's meant to be. There's lots of other options for pockets. You can do different size pockets on a page. So that would look quite nice if I can find another one of those pockets. There you go. And there you go. So that makes a nice page. Let's do that. I want to use my other one because it's quicker at drying than that. So it doesn't take too long really just to go through. So you want that one quite high up. So you can have a tag that sticks out a little bit above because it's like this is the top of your book. I'm going to pop this one in, but I don't want to cover that picture up too much. Is that the right place? No, it needs to be further over, doesn't it? Yeah, like so. Just make sure that you don't, because I've got glue on the page where I've moved it, just want to make sure it's not going to stick that down. There we go, and then we've got this one. That's going to go there. And then what you can do, you see, is your little pieces of ephemera, now they're not going to fit in, you need the thinner ones. You'd see that would fit in there, and that's a similar image to that. I don't think they would fit in. I don't know what that is. A little bit stuck in. I don't like the patterns on them. And as I said, all these tags actually need, yeah, could have done really with some plain, you know, to fill the pockets with. That's too high as well. I'll find things to go in there so that you can see the final flip through. That one doesn't want to go in. Bingo card maybe. Oh, that'll fit in there, look. Perfect. Could put a bingo card in that one then as well. There we go. Oh, I quite like that. So that's quite nice. Again, could decorate this page because it's a non-writing page with something. And they don't all have to be, you know, pockets and stuff. Do some interactive stuff like flippy flaps and that sort of thing. I wonder if we could get away with doing these on here, because I fancied the idea of stacking them, which I thought would be good. They could stick out at the top of my book. Yeah, I like that idea too. Is it too close to there though? Maybe. Let's find a different page, maybe in this one, to do it on. Writing page, writing page, writing page. See, these are pockets. I didn't look, and that should have been a pocket, but we can do something with that. I didn't watch how that was put. Oh, I can take it out. It's the elastic. So that's fine. I don't think I've got any. There's one. Let's do it on this page. So we're thinking we want to go like so, and we want that one to stick off the page so that it sticks out the top. I also want it to be a pocket at the back for additional storage space. Always good for all those bits of paper that you inevitably get if you're, I'm a list person, so I have to have lists for everything, housework, shopping, where I've got to go, where I've got to be, because if I don't, I've had it. This middle one could actually be left open at the bottom. It could actually be left open at the bottom so that you could put a full piece in. Same with that one. So when you're stacking, just think about what can be done with your pieces, because you could have a full length journal card in the back of this if you'd have left that open, and the same with that one, so that they're not all the same, similar sizes. I have covered quite a bit up on those, but I don't mind actually. Yeah, I don't mind. Oh, that needs covering, so I'll have to just I'll just have to pop that in for a second with a little, just to remind me that it needs backing. But that is how the page would look. And then you've got space behind there. You need to make sure it's all dry before you do it. Oh, I like that. There's also this waterfall, which I was thinking actually of popping on the back of my book. I've already got my tag just to keep those closed, and I just don't know how that one. Yeah, I think there's room, so I'm going to pop that in. I'm not going to make it into a pocket at the back or anything like that. You could be like a hidden space, which would be good. Yeah, put it at the bottom, in the middle. Just gonna do this just to make sure. I loved how this came out actually. I'd make these again. I think they're so versatile. They're such a lovely interactive piece as well. And then I'm just going to take that off there, and then I'm going to stick that down, and then that will be my closure. Oh, I do like that. Okay, what have we got? So we've got a few pieces in that second one. I like that. I think it's nice just to have a look through it actually when you're doing it. Writing space, they're writing pages. But you can still add to writing pages. You know, don't feel like you can't. That's got to go on that way, hasn't it? So it could go on this one. I quite like that. You put that onto there, and that would be a tuck spot. You can either glue it along here and leave it open so that it's like that, or you can leave it all open and just use it as a tuck spot. I think we'll do that. So this one has it all. And this one just has it all along there. Okay, so I'm going to just pop that on wherever you want that to be in your page, like so. And I will just use that as a tuck spot. Get a couple of the larger, as I say, these need backing, but I'll go through and redo those because they all need to have eyelets and pieces of ribbon in as well. And that would hold that nicely. Yes. And then on this side you could just stick a long pocket, although I don't think these ones are long enough. I quite like. See, I could stick that to there, and that could be a tuck because you could put it on here as if it was part of that. I do have, however, a belly band that you could put on there This part could stick out because it's sturdy. I do love this belly band. I loved the way it came out, and it came together so quickly and easily. It was great. What? I don't know. I don't know. No, it's not big enough. See, this is nice, but I'd want it to be in a pocket or something. Or you could actually just glue that page down on here as an edge. That's quite nice, isn't it? But I'd want something on there that I could pull it with to write on. Should it be that side or this side, I wonder? It's hard to say, isn't it? I don't know is the answer. Need something on there to pull that with, don't you? So that you sort of understand what it is. But I love the way these come out. No, it's too bulky. Okay, so I think you're getting the gist. If you work through your book with your elements, and I'll have to take that page out because it's upside down, and pop your pockets in and that sort of thing. Work through it all. So just work through all of it. Put in your bits of ephemera in, make new ephemera or pockets if you need to. Work through each of your pages to get your book finished. I'm going to carry on. There's no point in you just sitting there watching me do different things and making different choices. Just because you'll be doing the same thing when you come to do yours, because yours isn't going to be exactly the same as mine. So it's probably better that you that I stop there. The video's an hour long now, so I think we'll leave it there for now. And then what I'll do is in the last episode, which will be later on this week, I will do a complete flip through. I'll do all my stenciling of my pages, because what I will do is with pages such as things that I haven't got anything on. Where did I see some? It's more in this book actually. So here, for instance, that's too white for me. I can't live with it. So I'd have to stencil it. I'd have to do the edges with a bit of ink. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go do that off screen. And then what I'll do is I'll come back, like I said, next week, and we'll do a complete flip through of all the bits and pieces that we've added, the elements. We'll see what sort of size it is and all of that. And you'll get a better idea of how it's completed. So I hope you have fun this week with your fitting all your pieces into your book. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.